Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another installment of the Retro Impact podcast. I said I'd have a new host this week. I've got a new host this week, and it's the first time I've ever done anything with him. It is McIver.
Hi, it's me.
It's him. It's D McIver.
Yep, that's me.
That's him. Hello, welcome to the Impact Wrestling podcast review. Retro-ness, and it's all fun and games. Today is July 22nd, and technically it's 2005. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of what happened on this show, let's get a little bit out of the way first of the old business. First, Impact Plus is a quality streaming service. Go and download it. Go and subscribe. It is inane. It's got some incredibly good matches on it from 2005, 6, all the way up until the present day. And at some point, the Slammiversary pay-per-view will be on there, which was an insane show. And I haven't even watched all of it. I've got to the women's title match.
Terrible.
I've been busy. You can see I've got a suntan from playing football on the weekend.
You have.
I'm very red. It matches the colour of my hair. Additionally, on to Impact Plus, we've got We Love Sport. The fantastic app to find some local bars for you to go and watch some wrestling in, awesome football, rugby, cricket, what you fancy. 300 bars and pubs across the UK at your fingertips. At that's us. Follow them over at We Love Sport UK. Go over to their website, welovesport.co, and show them some love and everything like that. And also show some love to our other sponsor, 1310 Apparel. You can go get yourself some wonderfully decent wrestling merchandise, because I've got some. I've got hoodies, trackies, t-shirts, a snapback. It's just got so much going on. You've got some shorts as well, and the weather in the UK has been fantastic. So I'd highly recommend picking some up. Use the code TWM25 for 25% off your order at 1310apparel.bigcartel.com. A mouthful, and it's 13 as the word, 10 as the number, and apparel.bigcartel.com. But let's roll straight into July 22nd, 2005. And we start with Lance Hoyt, or we all know as Lance Archer, going one-on-one with David Young, who is, McIver, I'm not sure if you're aware, an absolute meme between me and Reese, because he just gets brutalised and mugged off by commentary every single match he has.
So this is the thing. I have never watched TNA, ever. I've watched nothing of the company ever, apart from what I now know is the worst storyline in TNA history. It's the one where AJ Styles apparently had an affair with a woman. What's her name again?
I know this one. It was started up by Kaz and by Kazarian and Daniels. Yeah,
I remember I was like 12 and I just flicked the TV on and I was like, that's not WWE, that's a different show. And I just watched that and was like, this is what this is. It's terrible. However, watching this show, so most of this talent I didn't know about, and I was like, wow, whoever this guy is, he is rubbish, because all the commentators are doing is saying how shit he is.
Yeah, they just bury him. It is hilarious. He doesn't even lose the match. They both don't even get a result, because Abyss comes out and mullers them after his loss at No Surrender. So he just brutalized everyone, and we get him and James Mitchell cutting a promo together, which is it was norm back then. It's like a Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, but Abyss just stood there looking moody. James Mitchell.
I think he was going for something different than moody. I think he was probably going for intimidating or something.
Yeah, probably. Next match we do get is the first round of what is called the Super X Cup. So at this point, it was a tournament, an elimination tournament, and the winner would get a title shot against the X Division champion, who at this point was still Christopher Daniels after he retained at No Surrender. It's between Samoa Joe and Sonjay Dutt. McIver, who do you think won?
Well, I looked at that and was thinking, oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be very tough. But I'm going to go with, I'm fully in on Sonjay Dutt. Tell me I'm right.
You're wrong. Samoa Joe. He'd only joined the company about 4 or 5 weeks prior, so obviously big focus on him. We had Christopher Daniels on commentary, who obviously, like I said, is the X Division champion. And then there was an attempt of a in-ring interview after the win by Shane Douglas, but Joe just walked off.
Can I just say this right at the start now? I hate Shane Douglas's interviewing style. Because this is what he does. He's like, So, Joe, you won it. And then I'll just use a buzzword really loudly. And then I'll go back to speaking really normally. And then I'll use another buzzword really loudly. And then I'll go back to speak. And it's like, oh my God, stop doing that, please. And he does it for every show that I've watched so far. And I hate him.
Well, yeah, no, Shane Douglas wasn't it. Like, if you wanted an interviewer, Terry Taylor.
Yes.
Because he's the other man. We get another tag team affair with Kip James, obviously Billy Gunn is how we all know him nowadays, and Monty Brown. And
that's exactly what I did when I first saw him. I just went, oh, he's huge. Oh, and I can tell that's his whole character, that he's just massive.
Yeah, he's just big. But they do go over Sonny Siaki and Apollo, and then we get a big post-match brawl with an attack by Ron Killings and Conan. Obviously,
and it's just mental. Like, they just start, and obviously, as you'll get onto it, it starts to play into the storyline of the refs. The refs just take one ref, I don't know who it is, takes a terrifying bump that I don't think is intentional. So Conan runs past a ref with a chair and goes to hit Billy Gunn, and the ref catches it in the side of the head and just falls like a deck of cards, and he doesn't get up, and they just carry on with the show, and it's really scary.
I hope TNA had some decent health insurance during 2005-6. This was mental times for the company. They just did whatever they wanted. Yeah. But big brawl, a big brawl. We get an in-ring segment from the current NWA TNA World Heavyweight Champion Raven, who obviously retained at No Surrender, speaking about Jeff Jarrett and Rhino. Rhino obviously debuted, made his appearance at No Surrender as a bodyguard for Jarrett in a sense. We'll call him a bodyguard. Jarrett comes out, gives him a distraction purely because Rhino's behind him, and he hits a gore.
He hits a really good gore as well, actually. Because Raven hits him a few times after his promo. And Raven's voice, by the way, I always feel doesn't fit his visuals.
Look.
Yeah. His voice is his look is oh, I'm a grungy, angry man. But then he just sounds quite nice and just has a lovely sounding voice. And it's that doesn't fit. But yeah, Rhino bounces off the middle rope and Jarrett distracts, and he halves Raven with a gore. It's a really good one.
It is a lovely gore, and Jarrett locks in a figure 4 leg lock. Just a bit more insult to injury, because Jeff Jarrett's a dick. And he is always going to be a dick in this scenario. 2005, it's like Triple H in 2000.
Well, see, this is the thing. I've always heard this. I've always heard that Jarrett just ran TNA to be
he did.
He was furious that he never got the shots in WWE and F. So he was just right, it's my company now. I'm with it. My dad was in charge. Is his dad still in charge at this point as well, or is it just totally him?
I think they still had joint, but Jerry was just completely backstage. He had no involvement with on screen. He was just I think it was the financials, but then Jeff was just fully this is my company. I'm doing what I want.
Exactly. Cool.
But the thing is, the good thing I like about Jeff Jarrett at this point, very little things you can like about the man at this point, is he, despite the fact he owned the company, he would never shoehorn himself into a title match. He'd never go, I own the company, this is my title shot now. He'd let other people do it, and he'd act as the bitter owner or the bitter authority figure. Even though he wasn't an authority figure, he was just a wrestler. The authority figure at this point was Larry Zbyszko.
Oh, who later? I can't remember if it's later in this show or another show. I think it might be this show. Does my head in? We'll get to it, but just so you know,
it's the next show.
He does my head in. And I'm very angry with him. I'm no chuff with Larry, but I can see that he is the authority figure because everyone keeps going to him.
He's the head of what they called the committee. So if you watch Slammiversary just gone, in the Moose and Tommy Dreamer match, I think it is Don Callis who says,
yes.
No, it's not. It's Josh Matthews. He said he went to the TNA committee to get this match. So it was basically. I think it was fictional. I don't actually think it was real.
Okay.
But it was run by multiple different personalities. So prior to Zbyszko, it was Dusty Rhodes. And then he was run out of the company by Jeff Jarrett. I think Sting was involved as well, but he got run out of the company by Jeff Jarrett. Right. And Zbyszko was the next one. And that's they were just butting heads with each other. Jeff Jarrett didn't like him. Zbyszko didn't like Jarrett. They just butted heads with
Great. It sounds like a committee of equals and everyone likes each other. Great.
Yeah, 100%. We do get another in-ring segment in Michael Shane, who announces that he's not allowed to use that name anymore. Do you know why he's not allowed to use that name, McIver?
No, I don't even know who this is. So I don't know.
Michael Shane is the cousin. I'm pretty sure it's a cousin. Pretty sure he's a cousin of WWE Hall of Famer, Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Michael Shane, Shawn Michaels, very similar names. So Michaels told him to stop using that name. But like in wrestling, if a ring name changes, it happens backstage.
Yeah.
And they sort of just go about it like it never happened. Michael Shane didn't exist. This was Matt Bentley. Yeah. But he came into the ring. He made a full-on point about this, stood in the ring, and admitted he can't use his name Michael Shane anymore, and he's changed it to Matt Bentley.
That's so weird.
I'm 99% sure Michael Shane's cousin is Shawn Michaels. I'm gonna check
it. Of
all
all things you could have said, that is the last thing I thought you were going to say. I thought it was like a kayfabe reason. I thought there was going to be this explanation behind stuff where it's like, oh, he's lost a match, so now he can't be Michael Shane. But no, it's that he's family related to one of the best wrestlers of all time, who just, in a very, in fairness, petty Shawn Michaels way, went, no, it's too similar.
In true George fashion, using Wikipedia because it's the greatest source of everything, they have written, in July 2005, Bentley was forced to refrain using the name Michael Shane, which he had used for his entire career following threats of legal action from the WWE. The employers of Mike Shane, who had trademarked his name, something Bentley had neglected to do. So apologies, it wasn't Shawn Michaels.
Right.
That was Rhino told me that. Rhys got that wrong. It was Mike Shane, who was a member of the Shane Twins. So they were a tag team called the Shane Twins in WWE. One was called Mike Shane. Yeah. Mike Shane, Michael Shane. Like, first name's different. But either way, he changed his name to Matt Bentley. He was known as Matt Bentley from here on out. And he was actually in the main event of this show along with his valet and I believe girlfriend at the time, Tracy Brooks, going up against the phenomenal AJ Styles. Again, who do you reckon won?
I think I never knew. I was about to make a joke. I can't even now remember his name. There's been too many confusing names.
Matt Bentley.
I'm going to go with him, even though I know it's box.
No, it's AJ Styles did obviously win in the first round. But to be fair, it wasn't clean for AJ. The America's Most Wanted came out and distracted the referee, allowing James Storm to super kick Matt Bentley, which was a bit of retribution for the super kick that Matt Bentley delivered to James Storm after their match at No Surrender.
It's really weird to see. There's two main takeaways I had from this. It's weird to see James Storm and AJ Styles relatively clean-shaven and short-haired.
Yep.
James Storm still has his ponytail, but he has like the tiniest little goatee. And AJ Styles is AJ Styles, where he's just like got
25.
Yeah, exactly. It has nothing, and it's weird. But secondly, it's weird to see a super kick be presented as like the be-all and end-all of everything.
It was nice to see it happen. Like, we obviously had it with Michaels and WWE, and that was it. Super kick, sweet chin music, that was it. And then still in TNA at this point, and then obviously like modern day wrestling, a super kick is just a move you bang out just like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. It was nice to see like that was it. The last school super kick was like be all and end all. I was always going to win him a match. But like always, these podcasts are really short because the shows are really, really short.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice. It's 40-minute wrestling.
It's weird as well because I didn't when we were asked to do this, I was just kind of like, oh, right, okay, we'll do this. And then I saw it was 45 minutes and I was like, what? And then I just remembered, I was like, oh yeah, because TNA would have only been like an hour short with ads, but there's no ads now. So it's so fast. It's really refreshing.
It is beautiful to see. Nice and quick, six-sided ring. Everything is all good. But that was the July 22nd, 2005 episode of TNA. And this was the July 22nd episode of the TNA Retro Podcast. We'll have McIver with us all the way up until I've forgotten the pay-per-view. It's Sacrifice. He said McIver will be with us all the way to Sacrifice, and we'll have a new host who you get to enjoy his face for the next 5 weeks. Before we do go, obviously, we will plug everything and anything and everything. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at TWM Wrestle. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is probably where you're seeing this anyway. The Wrestling Movement. Subscribe, hit that, please. Also subscribe to us.
We need money.
Yeah, please do it. We do. And also subscribe to us on twitch.tv as well. And I believe we're TWM Wrestle on there as well. We are.
Yeah.
I always get it confused because like everything is TWM Wrestle and then the YouTube channel is different. And I'm like,
it's different. Yeah.
Disconnect. Go over to Impact Plus, download their amazing service. It's a 30-day free trial as well, so please go and do it. We Love Sport. Go download the app, smash that out, have a look at some bars because we're allowed to go out and drink now because we're English and we love drinking. And
I'm not. I'm Scottish and we're still banned.
Good old Nicola Sturgeon.
Yeah.
And also 1310 Apparel. Go get yourself some merchandise. Use the code TWM25 to get 25% off. And last thing, twm.news. Visit our website. Go read other articles that myself and McIver would have done, and podcasts and everything like that, and all the fun stuff.
Actually, that's a point. This week, on the day this is coming out, I've got an article about Slammiversary from a perspective of someone who doesn't watch Impact. So if you like Impact,
love that.
Go and read that now.
Don't read it.
Wow.
Don't read it. You might get a little bit triggered. No, I'm joking. Anything with cover rights is incredible.
I loved Slammiversary as well.
It was great. I mean, like I said, I haven't finished it. It's incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. If you want to follow McIver on Twitter and listen and read all of his incredible tweets about Man United, football in general, wrestling, anything, you can follow him on Twitter at
McIver the Mark.
Is he the Mark?
Yes, I am.
It is a Mark. Follow me on Twitter at George__. But until next time, we shall see you all then. Bye.